Butterflies, welcome back to my channel Butterfly MUA. If you're new here, my name is Mercedes. I am the face behind Butterfly MUA, and if you are new, hi, welcome. Why not consider hitting that subscribe button? And if you're not new, hi, welcome back to the madness. So today's video is just a little discussion video about Morphe, the trouble with Morphe. So just take this video with a pinch of salt. These views and opinions are my own. They are not fact. They are just my take on the world at the moment. So this is no beef with Morphe either. I just thought it would be quite a fun little video to do. And yeah, let's just jump straight in. I have my little notebook here written down because I have the memory of a goldfish. So, the trouble with Morphe brushes, or Morphe, however you want to call their brand. They were originally Morphe brushes, now they are like Morphe because they have morphed into doing more than just brushes. They have their own makeup, they also collab with other people like influencers and famous people. They also have other brands sell their products through their website. So you know, Morphe have morphed. And today I just want to speak about like the trouble with them, and I guess the trouble would be the influencers and the famous people they collab with. So you must have seen over the years that Morphe have had a few bumps in the road with the people that they have collabed with. Some of their collaborations have been absolutely stunning and amazing and beautiful, but the people they are collabing with, although are also stunning, amazing and beautiful, are somewhat troublesome in their own way. So I'm going to take you back down memory lane. So I've only been in the makeup game for a few years, so I'm just going to go with the ones that I have witnessed or know of myself. I could have missed some out, I don't know if I have, but you know, these are the ones that I know have happened. So first up, we had Laura Lee. Now I started watching Laura Lee's channel last year, and I actually got really confused because she was going on about her code with Morphe and her brush collection in some of the older videos that I was watching. So I'd gone onto Morphe because I liked her videos, I liked her style, she seemed quite cool. And so I went on there to have a look, only to find that her code didn't work. There was no mention of Laura Lee on the site, and I was like, oh, maybe it's just in America then, maybe she's just over there. And then I did a bit of research and I found out that Morphe had dropped Laura Lee and got rid of her code and the products. I mean, she used to do a thing where she would say, these are my favourite Morphe products, this is like my Laura Lee collection, and then she went on to collab and actually made her own brush set and stuff. So I was a bit like, oh okay, why did they drop Laura Lee? She seems such a lovely person. And although I did enjoy watching her videos at the time, I have to admit I've sort of wandered off onto all the older YouTubers that I used to enjoy watching, and some of it is because of stuff they have done and I don't agree with and I've moved on. Other times it's just I've then got bored of their channel or I found someone new to watch. And I found out that the reason she was dropped was because she made a racist tweet that was dug up. So I think she'd had a feud or a falling out with Jeffree Star, the troublemaker of the YouTube world, and his feud led to his fan base going through Laura Lee's old tweets and digging up some racist ones that she had made. So obviously Morphe were like, we don't agree with this. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, off you go, you're not on our list anymore, shoo, skedaddle. You know, fair enough. So you then have to look at the other people. So that's like the first one, the first droppage, the first one to get culled. So then we have obviously Dramageddon happened, and it was all between, if I get my facts right, I could be completely wrong, but the Dramageddon I know I don't know, I wasn't really around when Laura Lee, Jeffree Star and Manny MUA and I think a few others were involved, and they all sort of fell out over that feud, but I was around for Dramageddon, I guess 2.0, between Jeffree, James Charles and Tati. So obviously Jeffree Star has, I don't know how to put it, he's become such a huge makeup mogul and influence, especially over in America, like over in the UK as well. You talk to most people that love makeup, they're gonna know who Jeffree Star is. And you know, he became really big, he became huge and almost like a powerhouse. But then obviously we had the Dramageddon 2.0 and things started to fall apart. So, you know, obviously Laura Lee had made racist tweets in the past and they were brought to light. Apparently, so did Mr. Jeffree Star. So again, I began watching YouTube makeup videos a few years ago, possibly when Jeffree Star was at his height. He was just about to release his Morphe makeup brushes when I really started getting into his channel. And do you know what, I thought he was a bit out there, but he seemed to know his stuff. Like, he knew about makeup, he knew how to apply it, he knew how to transform himself. And, you know, I actually quite liked his vibe. But then obviously stuff comes out. So he's made racist tweets and had other offensive activity that was again resurfaced and brought up online. There's also the people he hangs around with. Some of them are a bit undesirable. Apparently he's been accused of staging drama, offensive language. Then there is the James Charles and Tati drama. So Tati no longer is within the YouTube universe. She has literally just stopped filming and that has been it, which is such a shame because I used to love her videos. Then there's also his involvement with Shane Dawson, and he is also a problematic character. So because of all of this, Jeffree Star was also dropped by Morphe, although that took a little while, and I think it took a few people kicking off and a few influencers saying they were not going to use Morphe makeup anymore because of, you know, they don't support racism, and why should they? So Jeffree Star was dropped. A lot of his makeup ended up in TK Maxx or TJ Maxx, depending on what country you live in. So then we move on from Jeffree Star to Shane Dawson. So obviously Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star did a big thing together. They were doing YouTube videos together, like a documentary series. Became almost like best of friends, and they decided to do a makeup collection together. And although it was technically not a Morphe collab, Morphe sold Jeffree Star cosmetics. So obviously the Shane Dawson collab was then being sold on their website. Stuff came to light about Shane Dawson. One of them being the fact that he sexualised Willow Smith when she was a minor, and being racist by wearing blackface in whatever form. I don't know if it was a photo or a video. It's just wrong on all levels, both of those. So the thing with Willow Smith, I think there was a poster and he was pretending to do like sexual movements to it. Disgusting. She's a minor. Don't flip into it. As a mother, if someone was doing that to my child, I would want to rip their head off. So, you know, you just don't do it. Why? So there was that. So obviously Morphe dropped the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star collab, and then obviously it all came tumbling down for Jeffree Star anyway, to the point where nothing for him was working on Morphe anymore. And then we have others. So they did a collab with Maddie Ziegler. Her palette is actually stunning. I do own it. It is beautiful. I'm just going to read my notes. So she was a bit troublesome in the fact that videos surfaced from her childhood of making racist accents, I think it was. But the thing is, it was in her childhood. I don't know how old she was when this video was made, but for me, if she was still a child and a minor, then it is the fault of her parents. Like, they shouldn't let her do that. They should say to her, you know, that's not how you treat people. Is the blame technically on her? I'm not 100% sure. She was not dropped by Morphe, and actually I have her palette. I love it. I think she is a fantastic dancer. Her work with Sia has been amazing. There was a little bit of backlash from the film Sia made about autism and Maddie being in it and being the autistic person, but she's not technically autistic. So, you know, once again, maybe not 100% her, because she's always worked with Sia. There has been that friendship, that work-based friendship as well. So maybe she was like, oh, I owe it to Sia to do this film because she kind of made me in the videos. I don't know. I don't think Maddie was 100% to blame. But again, she could be looked at as being problematic. But I love her palette and I'm going to keep it forever because it's gorgeous. Then we also have Nikita Dragon. She's not been dropped, but she has been accused of blackfishing and partying during the pandemic, and she has recently launched a collab with Morphe. So again, another problematic character. I don't really know too much about Nikita Dragon. I have to say her makeup skills do look damn amazing, but I do not agree with blackfishing, and I do not agree with partying during the pandemic, because I was one of those that was on the front line. I work in a supermarket, so while everyone else was at home furloughed and losing their jobs, which is horrendous, like, the world just went crazy. But you know, I still had to go to work. I was on the front line. I had people swearing at me. I had people hissing at me, leaning over me, breathing on me while I'm at work. And actually my company were really good and did put in extra measures, and if the shop, you know, there was only allowed so many people in, they have a traffic light system, and if the shop got too busy, we had to stop doing our delivery and just wait until the shop sort of settled down a bit. But you know, I feel like the people that partied during the pandemic have no sense of, I don't know how to put it. It's just, you know, you've got the NHS workers, nurses, doctors, GPs, all of that again are putting their health on the line because they're on the front line, they're key workers. And it means if you're going out partying, you have no regard for their health and safety, your own, people around you. You know, we finally are having the vaccine, so hopefully things over the next couple of years will slowly get back to normal. But for me, no. Just stay at home. Don't go partying. What is wrong with you? You might think you're invincible, but when you actually know someone and people that have had COVID and how horrendous it has been on their health, like someone in my family, it was one of their relatives, you know, was hospitalised. That is scary. So, you know, for me, I did actually like the look of the Nikita Dragon palette, but just on principle, I'm not going to buy it because I can't support that. Then we have, I think, one of the latest troublemakers for Morphe, and that, of course, must be James Charles. So, messaging minors is just one of the things that is wrong with James Charles. So, he was obviously once considered innocent with the whole Jeffrey Tutty, I don't know how to say it in the UK, is it Tatty, Tarty? I don't know. I'll just, however it comes out my mouth at the time is what I'm calling her. But obviously he was considered innocent because he was targeted by them over the whole sugar bear hair thing and Tatty's own line of vitamins. Then it all came to light, actually he had been grooming and messaging underage guys, and it's sickening because they're still children. They shouldn't be messaged. They shouldn't be sent explicit images. They shouldn't be asked certain things, and it really annoys me because 14 is a little tad too young, don't you think? Especially when you are now considered a grown man. And it kind of makes you think that the whole drama that happened between Jeffree Star, Tati and him, was it true? It really does make you think, was it true? Were Jeffree and Tati right in the long run? I know Tati then came back and did an apology video and she's like, I'm friends with James again. I was manipulated into saying things and doing the Bye Sister video by Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. But you know, maybe there was some truth behind it. It really does make me think that. So obviously, stemming from this, I'm pretty sure they took away his code. You know, it will probably happen like with Jeffree Star where they get rid of stuff. I'm just going to check on the Morphe website because, you know, we need to know these things. I don't know, because on their website, the James Charles palette is still for sale. I don't know if just his code was stopped, but you know, the brush sets, the eyeshadow palettes, they're still for sale. And they're still darn expensive. And that's what I mean, the trouble with Morphe. Like, they kind of have double standards. So they dropped Laura Lee. She was dropped, I think, really, really quickly after what had happened and come to light with her. Jeffree Star, it took a little while to be dropped. But I think pressure from people and consumers made that happen. James Charles. Why are they holding on to him so much? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? But, you know, looking at all of this and the trouble Morphe seem to have with their influencers, it kind of makes me not want to buy from them again. I mean, if they start looking at different influencers, different celebrities, teaming up with them, then maybe I would consider buying from them as a company again. But I haven't bought from them for a long time because it's just coming to a point where you buy a product and you want to use it. And like for my channel, I want to be able to use those products on my channel. But then these people are causing trouble. Then they're getting dropped, or they're not being dropped, or this has happened, that has happened. But then it doesn't look good for you as a YouTuber then using those products on your channel. But I'm no longer buying and supporting that brand. And the same, I think, is happening with Morphe. I'm looking at them and I'm like, yes, your products are nice, and actually I might like that, but the people you have behind you and are the face of your brand, no, I don't want to buy from people that support racism or, you know, someone like contacting minors and like grooming them. It's disgusting. Like, so I think that is the trouble with Morphe. They need to re-evaluate who they have working with them and collaborating with them. I mean, there are so many talented makeup artists out there, makeup YouTubers out there that I feel could benefit them better. But because they don't have, I don't know, they don't have the footfall behind them like some of the bigger YouTubers have had. Like, everyone knows like those big names, but maybe like the smaller names, not everyone's gonna know, and Morphe are gonna want to make their money. So it kind of makes me feel like I don't want to buy from Morphe. I have Morphe brushes and I do enjoy them, I still use them, and I have a couple of their palettes which I will probably use, but because obviously if I'm not supporting their brand anymore, I mean, if it comes to it and they start supporting better influencers and better celebrities to put their face to, then I might change my mind. I might think actually they've sorted themselves out, I would go back to using Morphe. But at the moment, I don't want to use Morphe. No, I don't. So these three are the only real Morphe palettes that I have. So I have the Morphe Social Butterfly 15S palette. I've used it a few times. It was actually a nice palette. Then, like I said, I have the Maddie Ziegler palette. This one I have used more, and I do like it. I absolutely love the rainbow side, and I do like that you have a neutral side. I might actually have to do a video reviewing this, but then buying no more Morphe products, because why would I? And I do also have, annoyingly, the James Charles palette, but I didn't like this palette. And you're probably telling me I'm a liar because there's been shades that have hit pan. I gave this to my children and they've hit pan on it. They like it, but they're children. But now that he has been messaging children and underage minors, I'm taking it away and I'm putting it in the bin, because I don't want that around my children. Yes, it is only makeup, but I don't want that. I don't want to support that. So you, bin, or I might even just destroy you. But yeah, that to me is the trouble with Morphe. And like I said at the beginning, this is all my personal opinion. None of this is really, you know, fact. Obviously you can look online and you can see all the Dramageddons, you can see what's happened, you can see when Morphe dropped who, you know, do your own research and see what you think. But this video is just my personal opinion. And like I said, I was playing with my fan then. And like I said, if Morphe decide to change their game, then I might consider going back and using them again one day. But for now, the trouble with Morphe has got me not wanting to play with their makeup. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and a comment below. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye!